Good morning, my millionaire growth partners. My name is Otis Tucker, the world's first trillionaire. I am creating financial freedom for billions of people across this world. I am creating a million millionaires. I am the greatest leader that ever lived. I am God people, and most important is that I manifest the words I speak. My message for you today, people, is to talk about your spiritual growth and maturity. Now, what does that look like? It's like I always share with people, man, that, I wouldn't consider myself an unbeliever at one point, but I would say that I've been a person where, I just knew there was a God somewhere in the sky. At least that's what I learned growing up as a kid, heaven and hell. I knew about the basics, but outside of that, then going to church occasionally, that's pretty much all I really knew. You know what I'm saying? There was periods of my life when I was a lot younger, I think like my early 20s, where I was very into reading the Bible a lot and going to church I did that for about 6 months straight. And then after that, I just kind of, fell off and just been doing what I wanted to do, And it wasn't until 2021 when my life have changed, people, and I've been on the spiritual journey since then. Didn't even realize that's the journey I was on, really. It was just something that I just knew I had a vision and a mission that I received from God back in 21. But over the years, that I've obviously evolved to where now we're in 25, almost 4 years later. December this year will make 4 years where I've seen the evolution in myself. And I want to share with you, man, a lot of the things that will happen to you as you go on that journey for yourself, because it's not something that someone can tell you about. No bishop, no pastor, not even me, man. I'll give you ideas and I'll share with you things about my experience, but the truth is, everybody have to go on that journey for themselves to really reap the real rewards and the real benefit of going through that experience. So I want to spend time today discussing and talking about what that looks like, people. The first thing that goes when you really start to get in your journey of just really working on yourself, because it's not just spiritual growth by getting closer to God, it's that you have to realize that you are the embodiment of God, because God lives inside of you. Now, because we're mind, body, and spirit, you got to realize that the spirit is pure, but our body is not pure. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we have been programmed and have a lot of bad habits and bad characteristics that you got to work on and refine so that you can become aligned with your spirit. So in other words, what's happening to most people, they don't realize it, is that they're out of alignment. You're out of alignment with your mind in the sense that you don't control your mind. You might feel it, think you do, but if you're thinking 10 to 50,000 thoughts a day and you can't remember 5 or 10, that tells you and give you the answer. You're not in control of your mind, people. So that's number one. And with your body, you might think you might be in control of that, but really and truly what you're doing is you're reacting to life. Things happen and you react to it. You're not proactively thinking and planning like all the areas of your bodily life. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be honest with yourself, people, because you can keep eluding yourself and thinking that you're doing everything right, or you could choose to be humble enough to realize that there's growth that's needed and there's areas and room for improvement. I don't care who you is, including myself, there's always going to be room for improvement. So let's get that fact down out front. And of course, as far as spirituality goes and your spirit that's inside of you, most people still believe that there's a heaven up there, there's a heaven in the sky and a hell under the earth. And that's if you're being honest with yourself. That's the majority of people that really do think and believe these things. Now, what I'm here to share with you is that the first part of your journey, obviously, is to work on yourself, man. You got to work on your characteristics. You have to become a better person, people. And more specifically, I recommend and suggest that you become a great leader, because that's what this world desperately needs, is great leadership. So that's a position that the world is looking to fill. And for those of you that are willing to step up and do the work that is necessary, you will always have a position to make a difference in this world, because the world desperately needs great leaders. So my suggestion is to develop the characteristics of great leaders. Now you got to figure out what are those qualities, and how do you develop the qualities that you need to develop? You know, you can look that up online. Top 10 qualities of great leaders, man. Look it up, and really, you might have some of them in great degrees, but I don't care how good a degree is. There's always room for improvement. Remember that. So I want you to work on consistently on a daily basis, every single day. Improve your characteristics. Work on becoming a greater leader. Work on embodying those characteristics, because the more you embody those characteristics, people, what you're doing is you are aligning. You always hear people talk about getting in alignment. What they're talking about is your body aligning with your spirit, your mind aligning with your mind, body, and spirit, so you can become whole. The problem right now is that you're segmented. You know what I'm saying? And there's no real communication or connection between all three. So you're like, you know, most people just choose to be their body. Some choose to be their mind. And some that are super holy, super religious, just becomes their spirit and ignore the mind and the body. So my point is, people, is that you must be in alignment, and that's the goal. That's what you work towards on an everyday basis, is how do you become more and more aligned. And the way you do it, I just share with you characteristics. That's number one. Number two is that you have to create the daily routines that's going to help you to manifest the vision that God have given to you. You have to develop the habits, and the way you develop the habits, people, is by your daily routines. The things that you do consistently, day in, day out, without thinking about it, eventually becomes your habit, you know? So it's like you have to identify the areas that you need to improve on, and create things, put things in place that you can do on a daily basis until it becomes habitual, you know? And once that happens, then your life become more, eventually gets to the point where you become aligned, which is where I feel like I am right now. I've been there now for maybe about a month or so, where it's like my mind, my body, and my spirit, they're in full alignment. And even before I got to this alignment, though, what happens is that there's benefits that you reap along the way, people, while you're on your journey. You reap the rewards of peace. That's one of the first things. Now, you don't have to be in alignment for that. When God see that you're really putting in the energy and effort, and you're really trying, and you're really doing what you need to be doing, the first thing you develop is peace. And one of the ways you get peace, people, is you detach. The first thing the Spirit take from you is your hunger and desire for material possession. You no longer crave material possessions. You know, like the things that you used to give yourself worth. Maybe it's a big house, nice car, dressing fancy every day. Those things is one of the first things to go. Is that the Spirit can only use you if you're humble, people. You know, that's not to say I don't like nice things, or you're not gonna like nice things. You do, because sure, I definitely enjoy having nice things, but it's like I don't need them. That's the point I'm trying to get at, is that they have no real attachment to me. I have no attachment to them. So in essence, if I'm driving something really nice, or I have something really nice, people, I don't care whether I have it or not. You have to get to that point where it have no hold over you, material possession. And that gives you peace, people, you know? Another thing, some of the other benefits, people, is that you get to the point where you really don't care what other people got to say or what they think about you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you stop caring what others think about you, and you know, you understand that whatever people think or say about you, that's their opinion, and they're entitled to it, but you're not attached to their reaction. You know what I'm saying? Because you have connected with the Spirit of God that's inside you. So the more you know who you are, then, or accept and embrace who you are, then the more you realize how powerful you are, and how much grace is in you, and your ability to be and flow more versus forcing things like everybody else, like most people else. So material possession, that goes, you find yourself with more peace. Now, what happens is, as you keep growing on your spiritual level, then there's more things that you find yourself doing. You find yourself praying a lot more. You find yourself getting up like every single day, people, without an alarm. I get up every day between 3 and 5. And at first, for like 2 weeks straight, I was wondering why the heck do I keep getting up so early? You know, when I normally get up about 5. My point is, people, and then the Spirit showed me that what I'm supposed to be doing is get up and go pray, you know? And I get up and I'll pray for at least 10 minutes. And then I also sit in quiet for at least 10 to 15 minutes where I really just listen and just quiet the noise in my head and just really try to listen to what is the Spirit trying to share with you, because there's always valuable lessons that it's trying to give you. And you know, it's like those are some of the things that you can expect along your spiritual journey, people, because again, I'm here to be a living testimony of God, man. And what God is doing is using my life to transform the world. You know what I'm saying? Because as you see me on my journey, his humble servant, where every day I'm out here and I'm giving my all, man, you know? And it's like, another thing too, man, it's like people always ask me, like, you know, what is my inspiration for doing this? People, listen, I'm just being obedient, man. I just do what God tells me to do. And it's like when you're walking in God's purpose, man, other benefits that come from that, people, is that there's an anointing on your life where you become a light to this world, where everybody that sees you, when they see you, people, they see the Spirit of God in you, man. And it commands respect. It commands support. It commands all kind of things from people, man, because what's happening is that God is communicating to the other godly spirit in other people, you know? And that's another benefit. The other benefit also, people, is there's a level of protection over your life, man. When I say no weapons formed against you can ever prosper, believe me, people, when you're talking about God's chosen people, the people that's doing God's work, man, I'm telling you, leave those people alone, people. That's a warning I give to anybody that got bad ideas, because I'm telling you, man, there's something called return to sender tenfold. And that stuff is legit, you know? There's a level of protection on the people of God, man. So just always be mindful of that, you know? Those are benefits, people. Everything I'm saying to you, people, is things that you can develop and have for yourself, man. And I'm here to teach and lead you, people, to develop these for yourself, because you can't buy these feelings that I have, people. Another thing, too, man, is that you become an unstoppable force, people. You become an unstoppable force because, you know, everything that exists because of God, man. And if you're doing God's work, God will clear the path. No matter what obstacle, anybody, no government, nobody, no anybody can do nothing, man, to derail you from God's purpose. Believe me when I tell you that, people, and know that to be facts, because that's facts, all right? Anyways, man, listen, I'm just giving you some of the things to expect along your way on your spiritual journey. It may not be exactly like mine, but at least you know what to expect along the way, because I know these are benefits that you will receive as you continue to go on your journey of aligning your mind, body, and spirit, and definitely really getting to communicate on a regular basis and speaking to the Spirit of God that lives inside of you, man. Anyways, I'm gonna cut that off for right now, people. Shout out to Jamaica, man, who is the high of this world. Shout out to Africa, who's the mother of this world. And shout out to the entire Caribbean and the entire African diaspora worldwide. People, my mandate from God is to unite the Caribbean and Africa and bring about the greatest prosperity period that this world have ever seen, man. The way we do it, people, is by standing united, man. We must stand united, people. United we stand, divided we fall. People, I refuse, and we should refuse to ever be divided again, because we've been doing that for centuries and it's gotten us nowhere. So we will stand united. What does that look like? Support each other, inspire and motivate each other. You know what I'm saying? Don't tear nobody down. Only thing you should ever be doing is building people up, man. That's how we accomplish the greatest prosperity period ever, man, which is what everybody wants. Let's bring it on, all right? My declaration over your life, number one, is that you are a millionaire. You are married to the person of your dreams. You have amazing health and is in the best shape of your life, people. My prayer for you today, man, is that the Spirit of God that's inside of you will continue to rise up, man, continue to shape you and mold you to being the amazing human being that I know you're destined to be. I pray, people, that you humble yourself and realize that you don't know all the things you think you know. And the things you know is of this world. You need to relinquish that and really connect with the Spirit and let that be your guide, man. That is my prayer for you today, people. Blessings on to you and your family, y'all. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk tomorrow.